Chelsea nil, Fulham nil. Bloody hell. 300 million spent in January and still absolutely toothless for Chelsea Football Club. As always, let me know your thoughts of the match in the comment section down below. I love to hear it, especially you Chelsea fans. What do you make of this performance? After splashing so much cash in January, surely you would have expected more from the new signings, or are you going to give them time to bed in? And as always, if you love football match reactions, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 2,000 subscribers. If you can't tell, I am feeling a little bit ill, a bit under the weather. And I thought, you know what, a bit of Friday night football, one of my favourite days to watch football on the Friday. It'll cheer me up a little bit. And although it was a decent game, 0 goals, and it finishes 0-0. And a lot of questions have to be answered. And already a lot of pressure does heap on Graham Potter. I've come out on this channel before. I've released numerous videos on Chelsea and said I do not believe Graham Potter is the right man to lead that club forward. I don't believe Graham Potter's a horrible manager, but he's a project manager that does well on down tools. And you've now given him a checkbook to work with. And that's not really his style. They would be much better employing a manager of that ilk that's used to managing big personalities and having a lot of money to play with. The likes of Zidane's, Allegri if he's on the market. Those type of players. Those type of managers with the perfect style for Chelsea, except they've got Graham Potter, who's had to juggle and jink his team up with all the signings he's got, and he's not quite getting a lot out of them. I'm going to give them time to bed in, of course, because they are still relatively new. It's almost if he's got a brand new crop of players to work with. But early signs of what we're seeing, their scattergun approach, the bit of their splash damage approach to try and sign anyone and anyone, it's not really working. Spray and pray approach, I'd call it, from Chelsea. A couple of new signings started, to be honest. Mudryk, of course, we saw him against Liverpool on the weekend, like a 30-minute cameo. He started this game today, but to be fair, didn't have much of an impact. He looked really bored on the pitch, if anything. Looked disinterested, wasn't really running back, looked sloppy in possession, giving away the ball easily. Didn't look amazing from Mudryk, to be fair. And look, 100 million is a lot of money. Am I going to say that I didn't want him at Arsenal? Obviously not. I really wanted this guy at Arsenal. And look, I reserve the right to say that maybe under Mikel Arteta, he would have done some serious damage. But I do have to say, today, he looked really disinterested and he didn't really look like he wants to imply himself on the football pitch. And to be fair, Chelsea's got a lot of wingers, so if he doesn't start performing, he can easily find himself out of the team. The other player that came in, Enzo Fernandez, brand new signing. I mean, look, he's not a £120 million player. We all know this, despite them signing him for this much. And look, on the midfield in his ones, he's got Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount next to him. He needs a proper DM next to him, man. Like, Enzo Fernandez is best. We saw in the World Cup as a box-to-box player. Someone that has got some more security behind him, so he's got free roam to run up and down the pitch. He was holding too much today because he can't trust Gallagher to be a DM. And obviously, Mason Mount's going to be up the pitch. So, they're not getting the best use out of Enzo Fernandez. I think they should have played him with Denis Zakaria, if anything. That would be a better option. But it is what it is. It was a nice little cameo, and he did look alright in the first half. To be fair, Fulham played decent, man. 2 players stood out for me. Kenny Tete, superb in that right back, man. Both their fullbacks, even Robinson as well, is really solid. Up and down, workhorses. Really well-constructed team, Fulham. And in the middle, Paulinho. This brother, I've said it before, he is a solid CDM, man. The central defensive midfield position is one of the most important on the pitch. If you have a solid CDM, that can shoot that team so far up that table. I mean, you just have to look at Arsenal with Partey, United with Casemiro, Brighton with Caicedo, and now Fulham with Paulinho. He's so solid, man. Breaking up tackles, his awareness, jumping in at the right time. He is a bit rash, like he does get booked frequently, and he is walking a tightrope for the rest of the game. But I'd trade that any day of the week for a player that gets most of his tackles right and breaks up the play so brilliantly and is just so comfortable in that CDM role. And he's built out that team, and even Willian, look, stunk it up at Arsenal. He's come to Fulham and he's playing really well. Mitrovic is a bagsman. Decordova-Reid's getting some running. Pereira obviously didn't quite light it up at Man United, but goes to a team like Fulham, where he's got allowed a bit more of a free roam, a bit more of an opportunity, given a bit more confidence, and he's turned out to be a decent player. So Fulham, enjoyed watching them this season, and once again, enjoyed watching them this game. Got very high hopes for them in the future to continue doing well, and I think they'll be completely fine in terms of relegation, and hey, they could have a look in for that 7th spot, maybe for Europa Conference League, because it is very open this season. Chelsea aren't seems getting going, Liverpool can't really get it going. Brighton, Brentford and Fulham, hey, they've got a brilliant chance this season. A lot of the teams aren't quite at it. But going back to Chelsea now, man, I mean, that team's in complete disarray. I found out today that they didn't even submit Aubameyang or Balotelli for their Champions League squad. I don't get it, man. Like, this club's got more problems than answers. They've got a million players on their team, it seems, but fielding 11, I mean, you can only start 11 players. So for them to find 11 out of that team, it's going to be really poor. It seems they've got abundance in each position. I mean, look when Pulisic comes back from injury, for example. Sterling came back today. He's found himself on the bench. I mean, there's an array of options, but are any of the options really looking good for Chelsea at this moment in time? I think they really need to get a bagsman. Like, they spent so much this January, and they didn't even address the proper positions for me. They got a midfielder, and it took them till deadline day. We know they need the midfielder badly. They didn't get a striker, which for me should have been way more important than wingers. They got 2 wingers in Mudryk and Madueke. They got Fofana, but let's be honest, Fofana is not a proper striker. Of course, João Felix came in, who can play centre-forward, but he's on a 6-month loan, and he's of course suspended, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with that one. But right now, I'm not too sure, man, because they've got so many options. So if a player's lacking confidence, they can bring another one in. But the problem is, all the players seem to be lacking confidence. So it's been really interesting to watch Chelsea. I'd really love to watch them over the rest of the season and see what they produce in the next couple of years on this Todd Boehly project. Because, hey, man, with the investment he's put in, he's going to be expecting results sooner rather than later. As always, I know your thoughts on the match in the comment section down below and the state of Chelsea. I'd love to hear it from you. If you're new around here, make sure you check out this video right down here where I talked about whether Todd Boehly is ruining the transfer market and football as we speak. I've been mindful. Make sure you subscribe. I'm to 2,000 subscribers. I hope to see you all in my next video.